Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Fran. I'm back again, and I'm about to be that consistent queen, giving you all the content that you want and you need. So let's get right into this video so I can give you all the tea. Today, I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people message me about, a lot of people have asked about, and that is if you do not have papers and you want to regularize your status, how can you go from not having papers to having papers, from being illegal to legal? From my experience as someone who didn't have their status and now have their status and someone who works in the sector, the first thing I would advise is for you to seek help. There are a lot of people out there who don't have their papers, they don't have any status, and they just sit there and do nothing. If you sit down and you do nothing, nothing will change because you're in the same situation. Unless you do something, nothing will change. Now, there are charities, there are organizations out there where you can get help and advice from. Some of them have food banks where you can get help because obviously people without papers are not allowed to work. So if you're not working, you're struggling with food, travel money, you might have health issues. So the first thing I would advise is for you to seek help. Try to contact a charity or organization where you can get some help and advice from. As I said, some of them provide food bank service. Some of them will help you with mental health issues. There's some people who because of the long time they've been in the UK without papers and the stress of life and everything else, they have mental health issues. This is something that you can get help for, you can get help with, but you won't be able to get help if you don't actually seek help. In my situation, before I met my scholarship sponsors, I was actively looking for organizations that would help. Going to Red Cross, Kids Company, just looking, and now there are a lot more charity organizations that are helping people. At that time, there wasn't so much that was well known, but I would actively try to go to these places, and sometimes I got rejected, but I didn't stop. I kept on persevering. So make sure that you keep going, keep checking, and keep persevering, because one day you don't know where that next place that you're gonna go to, that's where the help might come from. So don't give up. I know it can be hard, I know things can be difficult because I've been in this situation, but if you persevere, you keep going, I'm telling you, one day you're gonna get from not having your papers to having your papers and celebrating. So remember, keep persevering, keep pushing, no matter what setback you get, no matter who says no, just keep pushing and keep being open about your options and the different ways that you can go to regularizing your status. So the first thing I would say is seek help and advice. Now, through that help and advice, you'll be able to then go on to the next stage, which is to get some legal advice. Now, this legal advice can be from a solicitor whom you're paying if you can afford to, but obviously people without papers, a lot of people don't work and people don't have money. Even if they're able to get income some way, they're not able to have that much income to pay a solicitor. So you can sometimes get free legal advice from some of these charities and organizations, or as I said, if you can afford it, pay for a solicitor. That legal advice can then help you to decide the best way for you to then go to regularize your status. So there are different routes that you might take, all depending on each individual case or each individual circumstances. There are people who might be able to apply for status because they've lived in the UK for 20 years or more, and then you'll be able to apply to regularize your status. There are some people who might be able to seek asylum, a refugee status. There are so many different routes, but if you do not seek help, you do not actually ask for help from an immigration lawyer, a solicitor, there is no way you're going to know what route to take. If you're sitting there, if you've been in the UK 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you're sitting there and you think the Home Office is just going to come one day and hand your papers to you, you are wrong. You're going to be sitting there for the rest of your life and you're going to be waiting. If they don't know about you, if they're not aware of you, like there's nothing they're going to do. There's nothing. And right now, there's even backlog with people who apply for statuses in the Home Office because of the whole issue in Ukraine and COVID. So they're not worrying about you. If you don't actually take the step to go and seek advice, nothing will change. So the second thing I would say is try to get help. There's some people who are actually sitting down at home or wherever they are, and they don't have their status, and they actually could qualify for a route to regularize their status, but because they don't do anything, there's no way you're gonna know. So that's the second thing that I would advise. Now, the third thing that I want to advise and I want to say is for you to be open and be realistic. You need to be open to whatever advice you're being given by an immigration advisor or solicitor. There are some cases where you might have a strong case, and there are some cases where you may not have a strong case. There are some cases where you might have to get documents. You need to prepare yourself to be open and be realistic. I've known some people who were in the UK for a certain number of years. They couldn't get their status. They went back home. And some of those people are able to travel now, coming in. They've been into the UK and other countries. So the third thing is be realistic and be open. I know a lot of the time people come to the UK because they want a better life for themselves and for their families, and things don't work out as they want to. So sometimes the best solution might not be what you want to hear. So you might go to a solicitor or a lawyer and they might tell you something and you're not happy with it. What I would say is be open, and be open to explore different routes to regularize your status, because there are different routes. There might be one that you know or you have in mind, but that might not be the best route. So be open and be realistic so that you don't continue overstaying. Be open about your situation. If you go to a charity organization or you go to seek legal advice, maybe through legal aid or free service, you need to be open to your solicitor or immigration advisor. You need to tell them everything about your life, from maybe whatever country you've come from and your situation there to now being in the UK and what you have gone through. Do not hide anything, and be honest. Be honest, because there's some people who lie and then they make an application and you're refused, and then you go and tell another lie. The Home Office is just going to look at you like you're just making yourself look like a fool. Be open and be honest. Be honest about your situation. Be honest about your experiences and what you've gone through, because that is what's going to help to build your case. Be open about your health. Be open about your mental health. Be open about whether you've got any kids. Do not lie. If you've got any kids in the UK or anything like that, just be open, or any connections. Be open and be honest, because you don't know where that's going to take you. You don't know where that's going to lead you into getting your status regular. So if you're an overstayer, those are the three things that I would advise for you to do. First of all, try to get to a charity or an organization that you might be able to get practical help with, but also legal help. The second thing is, if you can't get help from a charity and organization, or even if you can, the second thing is to seek legal advice. Seek legal help, because if you do not getting help or advice from a solicitor, nothing will be able to change in your situation. And through that help and advice from a solicitor, you will be able to understand or know the different routes that you can take to regularize your status. The third thing is to be open and be willing to hear what they're gonna say, and be ready and be prepared. So I hope this video has been helpful for you today. I'm going to be doing another video where I'm going to be talking about the different routes that you can get to if you want to regularize your status, if you've been illegal or an overstayer. But most importantly, I want to say, if you currently have status and you're thinking of overstaying, don't overstay. There are ways where you can use to regularize your status before overstaying. Don't overstay, because when you overstay, you make it much worse for you. You make the situation much worse, and you might even be banned from coming to the UK or applying to the UK in the future if you are deported or if you decide to go back after overstaying. So make sure you take this advice on. But as I always say to you guys, I am not an immigration advisor. I am not an immigration solicitor, but I just bring to you guys all the news of things that are important that I think is useful for you guys. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that more people can see videos like this and more people will be able to get help. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.